Yeah, so I kind of think of myself as a technology innovator. So it's a mixture between partly doing scientific research, so understanding human vision, aspects of artificial intelligence and computer vision, and then also doing product development as well. So I don't just develop the technologies, but also try to put them into products that can actually go into people's hands. And so the area that I innovate is in technology related to sight loss, looking at ways to augment human vision. So when you lose sight, you often still have some sight remaining. And what we develop in my company and also the university is technologies that can capture different aspects of the world and highlight them and make them easier to see for somebody who is almost blind, partially sighted. And we put those into electronic glasses, smart glasses, augmented reality glasses. So day to day, it's a lot of development of software, looking at optics and prototypes, and then also meeting people with sight loss. So understanding what their stories are, what are the things that are important to them that they're missing, and then trying out our prototypes and seeing where they go. So it's the whole kind of life cycle of both understanding the issues facing people and then understanding what sort of technologies are around. And it's very nice because there's, right now with mobile computing and everything, there's so many toys out there to play and develop. So it's a really fast-moving area. So it's always new technologies to try to solve meaningful problems related to sight for a lot of people. Well, one of the challenges is that people lose sight through a range of different ways, and as often you have to develop different types of technologies for different types of problems. But if we take something like macular degeneration, which comes on later on in age, you lose your central vision. So the part that you really care about to see faces and read text and things, it starts to degrade. But you're left with vision around the periphery as well, and often there's still some in the center. So what we have are glasses that don't look like this yet, but one day, that have a camera and a small computer and a battery, and the camera captures images of the world in real time and is able to enhance them in different ways in order to, in a sense, kind of magnify that image to stretch it out onto the parts of the retina in your eye that still function well. So if it's the case of finding a face, we can use computer vision to find that face, to magnify it, to enhance some of the contrast, and then allow that to be projected on the inside of small screens that are essentially like little mobile phone screens, but they're see-through, that sit right in front of the eye. So it's not a medical technology. It's completely non-invasive. It's basically it's a wearable mobile phone in some respects, and people can put them on, and then what we can actually do with them then is you can try to get around, deal with the aspects of your life that you would like to be doing. So for a lot of grandparents, it's really about seeing grandkids. And we've had a lot of success with people being able to see their grandkids for the first time, or see their partner who they haven't seen for a while. Make out their face much more clearly, so you can see the expressions and their hairstyles changed and shape of the mouth and things like that. But also, it's never really functional stuff. It's never really about finding a better job or things like that, although it sometimes is. It's really just about small things like being able to read a bedtime story to your grandkids, or seeing flowers in the garden, or picking up some of the books that you'd left till later in life to read, but now your eyes aren't good enough for that. So that's the kind of technology that works for macular degeneration. And there are a lot of other different eye conditions that all take a slight different take on how to enhance images. No, it wasn't at all. I think originally I wanted to be either a teacher or a pilot, but I was always very interested in science fiction, and particularly things like a book called Neuromancer or a movie called Lawnmower Man that really kind of explore what digital computers would be able to do to augment people in the future. And you call that area cybernetics. And that whole area was fascinating to me. So I didn't realize at the time that you could do a job in that. It was just all fantasy. But when I went to university, I did a general science degree. And steered myself towards neuroscience because I was very interested in the mind. And particularly, for some reason, maybe it's called wearing glasses, I don't know, but for some reason I've always been interested in vision and what makes like a colourful, stable world around you. I still really don't know. I know lots of parts of it, but it's one of those lifelong interests. So I've always been fascinated with human vision. And over a period of time, I started to look at more ways in which I could get involved in doing practical research in that area. Not necessarily finding out about aspects of human vision, because we know that pretty well, But what could you do to augment human vision potentially, so you could have like a metaverse style cybernetic existence? But that's all really futuristic. We don't really know how to do that. But what is really compelling that I found through my study and when I started to work as a medical researcher was that blindness is prevalent. 200 million people are in the world, blind or severely sight impaired. There's very little you can do. And I started to go, well, virtual reality and these headsets and these things, they provide a type of display which anecdotally can visually impaired people can see very well. So that started to bring everything together. So no, I wasn't really focused on blindness or augmentation or cybernetics from the beginning, but over a period of time, they all kind of came together. The thing that motivates me really is the impact that you can have on people's lives. I love developing new technologies. I like the fantasy of it. I like where it's going to go. But there's something really rebellious about the fact that we take that and we move that towards people who need this technology right now. It's not about games. It's not about different AR experiences. It's about meaningful changes to people's lives right now. So there's always a lot of challenges with work. There's always a lot of dips, that you've got to be able to get through. And knowing that the technology that me and my team are developing are in people's hands right now, and the next ones are going to be better. And when you test the technology out with people, and you get the kind of feedback that you're hoping for, that it's working and it's making a difference. They're the stories that we always tell each other. That we're always motivating ourselves each time.